Most of us know about the punishment for breaking the rules in school and the punishment for breaking the law.
But what happens to students who are arrested for breaking the law outside of school? Are they allowed back in? And if they are, can they take part in extracurricular activities?
The arrest of a star high school football player on the Eastern Shore this year helped put the spotlight on this issue.
Fox 10 News reporter Steve Alexander digs deeper in tonight's special report.
School discipline has changed a lot from the days when students were made to sit in the corner when they did something wrong. But what happens if they commit a crime off campus, not related to school? It was a question we wanted answered after a local high school football standout was arrested on felony charges. And you may be surprised at the answers we got. Deion Johnson had a bright future. A star wide receiver for the Spanish Fort Toros, he had verbally committed to attend the University of Alabama. But now, that future is in jeopardy. This past September, Daphne police arrested Johnson for second-degree rape and sodomy after receiving a complaint from the parents of a juvenile. One day after his arrest, Fox 10 News reported Johnson had bonded out of jail and was back at school wearing his football jersey. But he wasn't allowed to play the football game that Friday night. Then, more trouble.
It's a totally different victim, totally different place where it occurred.
Less than 3 weeks later, Johnson was arrested again by Daphne police. But this time it's more serious. Johnson is charged with first-degree rape.
The evidence that we've got, we believe we have enough probable cause that he actually forced this girl to have sex with it.
This time, a judge ordered Johnson placed under house arrest. He was only allowed to go to school between 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. and no football or any other extracurricular activities. So we wanted to know, what are the rules in school systems for students arrested for felonies or other serious crimes? Turns out the rules and punishment aren't necessarily cut and dried.
We look at each individual case and we try to analyze whether a student who would be coming back after being arrested for a felony is in fact a danger to other children.
Baldwin school officials say they won't talk about Johnson because there's an active police investigation. But Superintendent Dr. Alan Lee did explain their policy in general.
If we suspect that there might be a danger to the other children, then we would find a way to have that student study at home.
Dr. Lee says that determination is made by the principal along with him. So what happens if the student is allowed to remain in school? Can they take part in extracurricular activities?
We look at those in each individual case and try to make a good decision in regard to the children in the school and that particular student.
Mobile County Public Schools have similar policies.
It's to the discretion of the principal. If he or she feels that this student being in his or her school is going to create an unsafe environment, I can, by the principal's recommendation, find an alternative setting for that student.
As for extracurricular activities?
Again, it's pretty much to the principal's discretion. Now, I will say this, if we find that it's necessary for the student to be placed in an alternative setting, they cannot participate in that extracurricular activity because they're no longer enrolled at that school.
In Escambia County, Florida, the principal gets to decide if the student stays in school. But the rules about extracurricular activities during an ongoing investigation is hard and fast.
If it hasn't been determined yet, then that particular person would remain absent from whatever extracurricular activity that may be.
As for Deion Johnson, he remains under house arrest while a grand jury investigates the case. Now, as we told you earlier, Johnson has been charged with 2 separate rapes. One is second-degree rape, the other first-degree. I asked investigators to explain the difference between the 2 charges. For more information on that and about the rules regarding students charged with crime, just go to our website, fox10tv.com.